BingX, a trusted global crypto exchange. Trade spot, futures, or copy top traders easily. Sign up via the link or referral code to get 30 USDT instantly, plus up to 1,500 USDT in bonuses for verification, deposit, and trading.
Trump confirms authorization of covert CIA operations in Venezuela amidst escalating tensions. In a significant development that sharpens the focus on international diplomatic and covert strategies, former President Donald Trump has publicly confirmed that he indeed authorized the Central Intelligence Agency to undertake covert operations within Venezuela. This confirmation, which emerged on Wednesday, signifies a notable intensification of United States-led endeavors aimed at exerting pressure on the administration of President Nicolás Maduro. The initial reports detailing this classified directive were first brought to light by the New York Times, which cited unnamed United States officials who possessed familiarity with the decision-making process behind this strategic move. During public statements, the former president articulated that his authorization for these operations was predicated on two primary rationales, each carrying substantial weight in his assessment of the geopolitical landscape. The first justification centered on a recurring concern regarding the flow of individuals into the United States from Venezuela. Trump specifically alleged that Venezuela had been facilitating the release of a considerable number of prisoners, a group that included individuals originating from mental health facilities. He characterized these individuals as frequently crossing the border into the U.S., a phenomenon he attributed to what he described as an inadequately secured or open border policy, though he did not specify which particular border crossings were implicated in this influx. The second critical factor cited by Trump pertained to the substantial volume of narcotics entering the United States, with Venezuela identified as a significant point of origin or transit. He asserted that a considerable portion of these illicit substances were being trafficked by sea, underscoring a maritime dimension to the drug trade that the U.S. was seeking to disrupt. "I think Venezuela is feeling heat," Trump commented, offering a concise assessment of the impact of these pressures. However, when pressed by reporters about whether the CIA possessed the explicit authority to carry out the assassination of President Maduro, Trump declined to provide a direct answer, opting to maintain a degree of ambiguity on that specific and highly sensitive aspect of the covert operations. The confirmation of these covert operations and the escalating rhetoric from the U.S. side have elicited a strong response from Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro. Maduro has vehemently denounced what he terms as coups d'état orchestrated by the CIA, a statement he made shortly after Trump also indicated that he was contemplating potential strikes against Venezuelan drug cartels operating on land. In a televised address to a committee established in the wake of the U.S. deployment of warships in the Caribbean for what Washington described as an anti-drug operation, Maduro declared, "No to war in the Caribbean. No to regime change. No to coups d'état orchestrated by the CIA." He further emphasized his opposition to any interventionist policies that could destabilize the region. The context of these developments is further complicated by ongoing tensions and military posturing. The deployment of U.S. warships in the Caribbean was presented by the U.S. as a measure to combat drug trafficking, an operation that, according to reports, has resulted in the deaths of at least 27 individuals so far in the Caribbean context. In response to escalating tensions, including reports of another vessel being struck, President Maduro took decisive action on Wednesday, ordering significant military exercises to be conducted across the country's most populous shantytowns. He announced the mobilization of the Venezuelan military, police forces, and a civilian militia, signaling a readiness to defend the nation's territories, which he described as encompassing mountains, coasts, schools, hospitals, factories and markets. The accusations of drug trafficking have been a persistent theme in the deteriorating relationship between the U.S. and Venezuela. Trump has characterized individuals allegedly involved as narco-terrorists, a designation he has used without presenting specific evidence to substantiate these claims. The U.S. leader has directly accused Maduro of leading a drug cartel, charges that Maduro vehemently denies. This intense animosity reached a new level in August when Washington doubled the bounty offered for information leading to Maduro's capture to a substantial $50 million. The Venezuelan leader has faced widespread international accusations of electoral fraud, particularly concerning